In this video, we'll show you how to use your IO interpreter to create a solar return chart and the interpretation of that chart. With your program open, the first thing we need is a natal chart. So if you have one already saved, select the file in which you've saved it, double-click to open it up, click to highlight the individual's name, make sure it's a natal chart. In this case, it's Eric Clapton's natal chart. You don't even need to open the card. Now you can go to the top of your screen, go to Returns. Under Returns, select Solar Return. The Solar Return setup window opens with Eric Clapton's natal card already there and his nearest solar return. In this case, because of when I'm making the video, it's March of 2014. Now, say you're trying to make a report and chart for someone for whom you don't have a natal chart saved, then we need to make one. So we go to the top of our screen again, next to IO Interpreter, select New Chart. It opens the data card. You select the chart type, either natal or sunrise if you don't know the birth time, the zodiac system, the house system. Enter the name. We'll call this gentleman Bob. Tab to the next field, client. I suggest tabbing from field to field, and I'll show you why in just a moment. The date. Date can be entered either as the number of the month or the name of the month. I'm going to enter June, space 23, space 1973. All 4 digits for the year so the program knows what century we're putting it in. Tab takes me to the time field. 11 space 08 space AM or PM. Do not enter the time zone. The program will do that for you. It'll do it accurately based on the date, time, and location. Tab to the city field. Santa Cruz, California in this case with the abbreviation. So it's either the state or the country. So now you've told the program all the information it needs to do its job. Click the Atlas button. If there's only one location, it will automatically enter the longitude, latitude, and all the time information. If there's more than one possibility, it'll open this small atlas window with the most obvious highlighted. If that's not the one, scroll to the location you want and then click Insert. The program's put in the universal time, the longitude and latitude, everything that you need now. Now, if you want to save this card, select the file in which you want to save it. In this case, it'll be my client's file. If it's not my client's, then you need to double click and open up the file that you want to save it in and make sure that it's in the front. Go back to the card, click Save, and you'll see that Bob appears here. Here's a thumbnail of his data. Now we need to get him into the setup window. There are a couple ways to do this. We can go back to the card if it's open, put our cursor someplace where there's no text, and you see it changes to a hand with a blue sheet behind it. Click down and hold. As you begin to move, you'll see it creates a chart icon. Take it to the left side where the natal card is. Let go. And you see now that Bob is here with Bob's nearest solar return, which is also 2014. There's another way to do this. I can go to the chart file in which the natal chart or card is stored. I can grab the name of the individual. I'll grab Eric's as an example. Drag him over and put him where Bob is. And now it's Eric's again. But let's put Bob back. That's who we want to make the chart and report for. So we're dragging his name from the list and putting it over here. I don't need this card anymore, so I can close it. Now, in the setup window, we have some things to determine here. Which return you want to do. Again, the program will open to the nearest solar return. So the little button on the right lets you easily move to future solar returns, 17, 18, 19, or past solar returns. You see I'm going backwards. I want to do 2014, so we'll go back up to 2014. Oops. Makes it easy. Now, a solar return chart is generally done for either the person's residence, where they reside now, or where they intend to be for their solar return. So we want to enter the new location. In the city box, we'll enter the city. We put Bob in Miami this time. And tab to the state or country field, and in this case it's Florida. We're going to click the Atlas button, and once again there's more than one option for Miami, but this selected the right one. If it had been another, I could have clicked on that and inserted it, but this is what we want, Miami. I insert it. Now it's still retaining the data from the natal card to generate the chart, but it's putting it in a different location. The last thing you have to determine for the interpretation is what you want to include in that. The introduction. If you have someone who doesn't know anything about solar returns, you'd probably want to include that, so you'd click it, put a check mark next to it. Planetary introductions, click it, and of course the aspects. Turn them off, you just unclick them, deselect them. Now, before we even make the interpretation, let's grab the cover page, which contains the solar return chart. So at the top of your screen, across from I/O Interpreter, you're going to go to Designs. In that pull-down menu, scroll to Cover Pages. In the extended menu, select Solar Return and let go. And there is Bob's solar return chart, the data for his solar return chart, his natal chart as a reference point. And we have Bob's solar return. So let's create the interpretation. We go back to the setup window, simply click the interpretation. A couple things to note with this. Each of these documents has 5 little buttons at the top left. These are preset formats, as you'll see as we click through. Different color backgrounds, different fonts, different margins. You can use the Format button in the reports to change any of these presets to what you wish. The fonts, whether they're bold, the colors of the text, the colors of the title, the colors of the body and background. You can even change the margins, justify the text. You have a lot of options for creating what you want in these programs. In this case, we're going to just cancel it because we're going to select one that's already chosen. And now, if we want to save this, the best way to save it is as a PDF. The PDF is a universal file that is safe. It can be read by any computer, PC or Mac. Everyone has Adobe Reader on their system, and if they don't, they can get it because it's free. So highlight the page that you want to deal with. Go to File at the top of your screen, select Print. The Print dialog window opens with PDF at the bottom left-hand corner. Select Save as PDF. Now another dialog window opens and asks you to name it. So we're going to call this Bob's Solar Return Report 2014. You can name it obviously whatever you want, and you can save it wherever you choose. Desktop, you can go to your documents and create a folder. You can save wherever you choose. In this case, I'm going to save it to my desktop because I want to grab it and I want to email it to Bob. So I click Desktop, make sure it says Desktop here, click Save, and there's Bob's Solar Return Report. I can do the same thing with the chart, and I can send that off to Bob. So the last thing I'd like to show you is viewing and preview. If you want to view a larger chart, this applies to all of your programs, a larger chart or a larger version of a graph or anything, go up to File, highlight the item, go up to File at the top of your screen, select Preview, and when Preview opens, you have a larger image. If you have a high-res screen or a larger screen and you want to look at a larger image, and of course Preview allows you to make it larger, make it smaller, whatever you'd like to do with it. And that's the last tip. I think you can start making solar return charts and reports and sending them off to your friends and family and clients today. Thank you very much.